Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Unapologetic Entrepreneur. And I am your host, Mr. Leonardo Garcia. How's everybody doing today? Well, today we're going to be talking about taking it a little step further from last week's conversation on debt. And I'm wondering if you guys are ready. Is everybody ready? Because that's what we're going to be talking about. Being ready. Be ready. Be ready for what? Today we're going to be talking about the fourth quarter. That's right, fourth quarter. And I know what some of you are thinking already. You're thinking it's only August. We still have 7 days to August. And then September before we actually get into the fourth quarter. That's what normal people think like. Unfortunate for you guys, we're talking about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship, you have to be several steps ahead. This is a game of chess, not checkers. See, too many entrepreneurs wait until January to get ready. That's not a good approach. You can't start on the 1st for next year, and you can't start right at the beginning of the fourth quarter to get ready for next year. Most entrepreneurs are already taking their numbers in, cranking things up, and getting things ready to move forward for 2026. If you want to hit the ground running and you want to build momentum, the time is now. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to be able to give you 10 things that you should be doing right now to get ready to propel you to lift that stone up the mountain and get that momentum to really build your business. Or here's a different approach. If you're looking to get into entrepreneurship, take this time right now to get ready, to start your business so you can start it in 2026 with momentum. Every entrepreneur knows that it's all about momentum. It's just like the seasons. So right now is the season to sow. So I hope you guys are ready. Let me see. I have any guests here. Oh, how you doing? Mr. Kira Sullivan? How you doing today? Gotta say hello. Got some guests out there. Hello. And as always, you guys that are actually watching are able to ask questions, interject. We all got them here. We can have a conversation about these 10 points. Hopefully you guys are listening and writing them down, because today I started taking my own advice. First thing you should do, a lot of us talk about our vision boards, talk about goals, and all this planning that we do in January. Now's the time to do a real check and evaluation. The first thing you want to do is review and reset your goals. In order to do that, though, you got to audit what has happened so far in 2025, honestly. What's working? What needs to go? End of the year clarity, not confusion. I know we're talking like this and it's only August, but I'm telling you, if you walk around, I remember, I'm going to give you a little story about this. I remember when I was in education, school had just let out. I mean, June, because I was from up north, June, school let out. How you doing, Limitless? School would let out, right? Finally get to sleep in a little, right? And you know what really killed me? By the time end of June or July, you know what I saw in stores like Walmart? Book bags. I was like, it just got out of school. Why is there book bags? What are we talking about? That's because business is already planning early. Everything happens early. I won't be surprised if next month you'll probably see a few things for Halloween. And then right after Halloween, they jump right into Christmas. It's like Thanksgiving doesn't even exist. You got Thanksgiving and Christmas all together. That's why it's very important. What's going on, Vernica? What's going on, Mr. Marvin Magic? It's very important to start cleaning out the clutter now. What has worked? What hasn't? That's your number one right there. Weed out. Pull the weeds in your business. If business slows down a little, it's okay because you got to take out what's not working and you have to get ready to implement new stuff now, right before you get into the fourth quarter. September should be that moment, and we're almost already there. What's number two today? Number two, tighten your calendar. Cut low value activities. Start scheduling 2026 habits today. Morning routines, prospecting hours, team meetings. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, in our business, I sit down with a few mentors and I speak about business. And already today, we're already talking about stuff we're going to implement in January. And we're going to start before January. Why? So when January comes and everybody's trying to think about what they're doing, we're going to be light years ahead. Why? Because the planning started already. You have to start now. I hope you're taking this very serious when it comes to your business because it's going to be the difference of how you start 2026 and definitely how you end 2026 and more importantly, how you end 2025. The year isn't over. You still have a lot of run in you to scale, to grow, to gain a following. Everything starts now though. So we are talking about the fourth quarter. For those of you that just jumped on, I hope you're ready. Let me see who else is here. Oh, okay, okay. If any of you got some suggestions that have been in business for a while, you have ideas, please feel free to chime in. But I really want to talk about what we've talked about so far. So we got review and reset your goals. We have tightened up your calendar. Have you even started considering how your calendar is going to look? If I showed you guys my calendar, you'll be shocked. Some of you will be shocked. You know what? I still have too many white spaces. There's a lot more that I could do. I'll give you an example. I always start my morning the same way. Wake up in the morning, right? I do my readings of devotionals, check my calendar. Then later in the season, I started going to the gym. I had to plug that in. I had to get used to that, especially after coming back from vacation. I had to get used to just waking up on time. That was a struggle. Thank God I started then because now it's more consistent, me going to the gym. And I just added something else to my morning routine. I just added meditation. Like I've been for years, people tell you meditate, meditate, meditate. I, I never knew what that meant. Um, because every time I ask somebody, well, how do you meditate? Well, you close your eyes. To me, that just falling asleep. There was no meditation being done. There was no focusing. Recently, I got into a good conversation with one of my business partners, and he broke it down to me. And let me tell you, that has been my thing right now. Meditating with the word, going to the gym. That's all practices I'm putting in order now. So by the time January comes, it's going to be smooth sailing. I've been putting it in, putting it in. The only thing that I haven't found is the consistent time. Sometimes I'm waking up an hour later, an hour earlier. So I got to build that consistency. And then work and life balance. I've been balancing out like having some personal time for myself. Because Gotta love yourself, right? So I gotta treat myself right. So I'm finding that balance. That way this doesn't interfere with my business or the things I do. I'm telling you guys, everything I'm telling you, I've done. So I'm practicing what I preach. This is all from notes of what I'm doing. So hopefully this is helping one of you so you could start getting your business in alignment so you end the year strong and start the next one even stronger. What's another thing you should be doing? Strengthen your pipeline. What does that exactly mean? Hey, what's going on, Raza? What's going on, Raza? What does that mean? That means don't wait until January. Start building connections. Start now. Filling your sales funnel and your prospecting funnels. Now's the time. And warming up those leads right now. You know, people are in a whole different season in their lives, right? They're in a whole different season. So what happens? They're busy, they're running around. But guess what? If you started to drop those seeds of what you do, how you do it, show them interest now, later on, it's an easy conversation. See, especially in our business, when we speak to people, you hear a lot of agents talking about, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say, what to do. How do I do? They want to go straight in and just go in for the kill, as I like to say. Well, if you start now warming things up in September, by the last quarter, you won't have to say much because you've been dropping seeds and now you're watering it. Hey, what's going on? Hi, everybody. What's going on? Shadira. She's just giving people shout out over here. Oh, look at this. Miss Diamond. I love the Razas. All right. Ola, everyone. Again, I hope you guys are taking notes. I'm going to give you a quick review for those of you that just came on, what you should be doing, and we're going to get right. We're going to continue going. We're talking today about the fourth quarter. I know. Yes, I'm starting over. I know that you're looking at me saying we're only in August. An entrepreneur is playing chess, not checkers. So they're thinking about moves ahead. A true entrepreneur, someone that's just getting into the business, might be a month or two ahead. We're like seasons ahead. We're already talking about what we're going to implement now that's going to be rolling into January. And you should be doing the same. That's how you're going to run a successful business. And if you're looking to get into business, now's the time to be putting down that blueprint, that strategy, finding your mentors, finding the people that are going to help and guide you and move you along. So the first thing I said is you should review and reset your goals. Get rid of the stuff that's not working. Get rid of it now. So that way it doesn't affect you later. The other thing you want to do is you want to tighten up your calendar. You want to cut crazy activities, or you actually want to set up the activities now that the summer's almost over. You have a lot of us have children going back to school. Plug in those times so that way you're not thinking about it later and you're running like a chicken without his head trying to figure out, oh my God, I have a meeting here, but now I got to take the kids to the football, and you're not scheduling in all those things. You could do it now. A lot of those schedules are already out. Strengthening up your pipeline, start dropping seeds now so that way you can reap your harvest later. Now, here's one that it's, oh man, I don't even know if I should have to say this, but you should sharpen your skills. How do you do that? Well, first of all, pick one key area, whether it's sales, leadership, public speaking, or money management, and commit to sharpening it before the year ends. So if you're in my business, you should be learning how to do a certain part of what we do. I'm in the financial industry, right? So you should be knowing strategies like, I don't know, learn final expense if you never did it. Learn term, exactly situational, how you could use it. Learn how you could apply an IUL or a whole life in somebody's life. How can you apply an annuity? Learn about annuities. That's something that too many people talk about. What else can you do? Learn not only the strategies, where did they come from, who they're most suitable for. Don't wait until you have somebody in front of you that you need to help to come up with a creative idea that you're not too sure about how it would work. You're not really helping someone at that point. You're hurting them. So please start doing your due diligence in whatever you do. If you do drop shipping, start knowing what you're going to ship, where, what items are the hot items. Like, you really have to get these things in order now. I'm telling you, start now, right before the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter hits, you end your year strong and you start even stronger because you bring up big Mo, as we call them, momentum. Get that calendar in order. Yes. So you have to really get ready now. Don't wait. I always tell people I'm always ready, so I don't have to get ready. This is what this is all about today. I'm giving you the keys and to what I do. I get ready before I have to get ready. Let's not forget, we're in the people, at least I'm in the people business. So you got to learn how to present. You got to learn how to talk. Why not practice now? Okay. What's another thing we can do? Here we go. We could reconnect with your network. What do you mean? Well, business got in the way, right? Family got in the way. Life be lifing. So there was a disconnect there might have been a disconnect between you and the people you speak with. Well, now's the time to reach out to those past clients, colleagues, partners, and give them some end of the year gratitude. Create fresh opportunities for the new year. It's time to touch base. I like to say, clean up what's going on in your cell phone. You know, a lot of us have I know I have over 4,000 contacts. I could tell you that I lost touch with a lot of these people. One of our mentors was actually making calls one day, and just to show us what he does. And he was just calling random people, trying to reconnect, right? Guess what? Numbers have changed. People have moved. Lifestyles have changed. But at least now you can start cleaning up your cell phone. Oh, this is not Raul's number anymore. Delete. Create space in your phone. You do it in your house. You do spring cleaning. You do summer cleaning. Well, I think it's time to do some phone cleaning. You understand? So I hope you guys are actually taking notes on some of these things. Then we'll review them at the end. Oh, this was a good one right here. Health is wealth, guys. Invest in your health and energy. You definitely should not be waiting until the fourth quarter. You know Christmas is coming. And for us, at least the people I know, we're eating differently. So start exercising more right now. Create some discipline. Now that means you'll create some more stamina for yourself later. Create routines around your sleep, nutrition, and fitness so you don't start January already drained. That's the one thing I could tell you that I love about what we're doing within our agency. We all have an accountability group that we're just accountable. Every morning you'll see people working out. And if you don't want to work out and you're competitive, just because you saw one of those people get up and go to the gym, you're going to get up and go to the gym. So let's say you're not competitive. It's still going to help you because now you know you're not alone. And waking up at 5 a.m, getting in my car, driving to the gym, dragging myself inside if I have to. I have a personal trainer, so I can't even be lazy in the gym. He's going to drain me right there. Then I come home and I reset my day and get ready. So we're very accountable to one another. And some of us have taken a step deeper. We've been accountable to everybody on Facebook. I just post a video of what I'm doing. Well, it doesn't matter. It makes me accountable. It keeps me moving in that direction. And you know what? It's become one of my habits. And you can tell the difference when you don't go compared to the times you go. So I'm telling you, if there's one thing you're going to invest in besides your future when it comes to finances, invest in your health. That is key. Let's see. Let's check out what's going on here. All right, we got people taking notes. They're taking notes online for you guys. Look at this. All right. Oh, Takia, Ms. Diamond is putting the notes out there for you. All right. Let's see if anybody has any comments, questions, or concerns out here. All right. Let's see what we have here. Know your craft. You're not even joking. That is one of those things. Your craft, you should be practicing your craft all the time. All right. So let's continue with our countdown. See if we have any people that have anything to say. All right, here we go. Clean up your money game. Woo! review budgets. This is very important because we talked about this last week when I had the debt mediator guy here, right? He talked about budgets. I'll tell you what, I'm crazy enough to say that at least 70% of Americans don't have a budget. They don't have something written down. I'm going to start asking people if they have a budget. Just random people. Hey, did you ever do a budget? Do you follow a budget? Because people have budget the day before they go shopping, but they don't have a budget that's consistent. They know how much is coming in, how much is going out. Maybe it's time to start and create that as a habit. Review your budgets. What's your debt? What do you have in investments? Guys, oh my God. If there was a cartoon that I can put on right now, when I hear that part, review investments, my head will go boom. You know why? Because a lot of the clients I sit with, when I ask them what do they have invested for their future or for their retirement, a lot of people don't even know. Guys, we can't walk around not knowing what our future looks like. I think it's time to, if you have a job and you have a 401k, I think it's time to understand what that means. Doesn't matter if you're 20 or you're 50. It's time right now, right before the fourth quarter, for you to know how much money are you putting away towards your future. Is it enough? You don't need to know the answer to is it enough. You know why? Because there's people like me in this world that'll help you with a professional analysis and tell you where you stand, but at least know your numbers. You really have to take accountability for that. Know where your investments are. Where do you have your investments? Where's your money being invested? How do you not know where your money's at? You're working hard. And then you're going to wait until the last minute to try to figure it out. That's not wise. So I'm glad that this came up. Clean up your money game, because that is very crucial. Every small tweak in the fourth quarter frees up resources for big 2026. If, as an entrepreneur, you should know your ins and outs of your money, what you're investing in your business. If you take accountability for that, then you know how much more you have to put into your business to scale. How do you know these things if you don't know your numbers? Guys, please take the money game serious. Very, very serious. That leads up right into the next point. Upgrade your systems. What kind of systems are we talking about? Well, audit your tech. Is it outdated? Am I using a CRM that doesn't suit me? Or do I have a CRM that's just sitting there? That's another thing. So audit your tech, get your CRMs. If everybody should, I'm telling you, if you're working a business without a CRM, I don't know how you're doing it. There's many CRMs out there. There's so many that you can choose from, but you should have something because it keeps you organized. Spreadsheets aren't the way to do it anymore. The spreadsheets can get lost. Then I'm just telling you, my advice is get a CRM. You also have workflows within your CRMs, and do your best to streamline everything before 2026. That way everything is streamlined. The system, everybody says they have a system, right? Yeah, that's right. You see the eyebrow. Well, in our business, we have a system, but the system is required to have different gears, and together all those gears create the system. It's not just one sheet of paper. So make sure all your gears are working properly, that there's no gaps for error, as best as you can. But you know when the time is? The time is now. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get lackadaisical. You're going to relax, lean back, and say, I got that next month. And next month's going to carry to next month. Before you know it, the fourth quarter will be over, and you're putting it on your vision board and creating a whole new mission statement with your goals. And what you could have done now, you're putting in your goals, and you just set yourself back a whole quarter. This is like, I should have downloaded that from the movie. It's fourth quarter. Think it's fourth quarter now. Again, this is chess, not checkers. Right now is also time to celebrate and capture your wins. That is something I had to do, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. You know, this has been interesting year. I know we're only in August. I get it. But I came in August in my business really, really strong. Head full of steam. And I carried a lot of adrenaline. And I don't think I ever stopped a minute just to really, really, really celebrate the major wins that I've been able to accomplish. And you have to celebrate those wins. You have to realize where you can't forget about where you came from. You got to appreciate that's part of appreciating the journey. Um, it's been a strong one. See, before, right before, and I was always a good producer in this business, but right before I found this opportunity, I've had moments I was really, really close to just being in the street. And to see where I am now, 6, 7 months later, by dedicating time, effort, energy, and being the best version I can of myself, I gotta say, it's about time I give myself a pat on the back because it's been a journey and I appreciate the journey. And I advise you all to do the same. Everyone has had an accomplishment. You don't forget where you came from. Just look at it and say, all right, I'm never going to go back there again and keep moving forward. So you got to appreciate those moments that you were triumphant. So document your successes from 2025. Momentum is fueled by the proof that you are capable. So remind yourself and remind your team because this is not the Leo show. I'm so grateful for the team that the family that we have. And I'm telling you guys, take a moment to appreciate one another and appreciate your journey and your part in that journey. Because, man, it's all about really, really trusting and learning and loving the process. All right, let's go. And last one. Ready? Last one. Commit to one bold move. Hmm. Sign up for that mastermind. Hint, hint. Launch that offer. Hire that assistant. Big moves now. Head start head start on the competition. So, what does this all mean and boil down to? Let's see. We have anything here. Okay. So, if you've been thinking about advancing, investing in your business, and one of the things you keep telling yourself is, I don't know, do I have enough? Stop thinking about it. You're overthinking the process. I'll tell you, when I started, one of the hardest things that I really struggled with was getting an assistant. I was like, oh, I'm still, so I'm almost homeless. Uh, how am I going to pay for an assistant, pay for my electricity bill? But here's the smartest move I did. I rolled the dice because having an assistant has saved my business. That investment has made my business run so much smoother. If I would have overthought it any longer and talked myself out of it, and like my coach says, you could talk yourself into or out of anything. If I would have talked myself out of that one, I'm so glad that he made me pull the trigger. I'm glad to have somebody that I'm accountable to that makes me do things that I wouldn't normally do, um, to better me and my business. Because when you start thinking reward and you're in the entrepreneur space, sometimes you want to hold on a little too tight to the wallet. You're just like, oh, I don't want to give up this dollar. Oh, what do you mean? What am I going to get in that seminar? They're just going to talk about dreams. You know what? Taking that flight, staying in that hotel, going to that mastermind or seminar, sometimes you just hear that one thing that changes your business, or you meet that one person. Everything has a purpose and you have to risk it. Business is about risk. Now, a calculated risk is way better than a blind risk. If you don't know if you're taking a calculated risk, this is why you should be having mentorship. Because in every business, no matter what business you guys are in, for all of you that are watching, guess what? There's somebody that already paved the trail. Sometimes it's just investing and having that mentor speak to you. invest. Talk to them, write them an email, see if you can take them out of dinner, but pick their brain. Ask them important questions. If you don't know what questions to ask, guys, there's so many cheat codes out there. Go on ChatGPT. What questions can I ask a high performance leader on how he scaled his business in a year? I don't know. I just made that up. And you're gonna get a list of questions, and now you ask it, and now when you get your answer, apply, because they're giving you the roadmap. They're giving you the hack. You know, in our business, there's people that have made it to millionaire status in 5 years. There's people that have done it in 13 months. You know what I like about that right there? That when you ask them, when I asked one of my mentors how he did it, I can cut his timetable from 5 years to three, maybe from four, three, maybe even two. It happens every day. It takes people sometimes a year, two, maybe even three to get to six figures in our business. Due to seeing people pave the road, I've been able to do it in 6 months. Is that the shortest amount of time? I don't know. But I know that's the shortest amount of time it's ever taken Leonardo Garcia. I've done it in 12. I've done it in 11. I've never done it in 6 till now. Now my goal is bigger. My mind has expanded. And when your mind's expanded, there's no way it could come back. So with that being said, guys, commit to making one bold move. Invest that money. Don't be afraid. And remember, you'll come back here next year. And when we're here, you'll have a story to tell about you taking that one bold move that changed the trajectory of your business. So I'm going to give you a quick review. Let me go to the comments here. Hey, what's going on, coach? Let me give you a quick review and a rundown of the 10 things I gave you today that would hopefully, if you apply, if you're just listening, hey, that's okay. If you're just hearing the words I'm saying, I would prefer that you listen, because listening requires intent. Hey, you might have missed the gem that I dropped, but if you're listening to this with intent, take one of these 10 and really go in on them if you can't take all 10. They've been posted. Which is, I thank you for that. So you don't even got to watch the replay. You could go in the comments, and don't be afraid to speak on the comments. Also, scan the barcode. That way you can subscribe, get reminders of the meetings, of the shows I'm having, because I'm going to be having some good guests coming up. I've just been saving it to give it to you guys for the fourth quarter to really ignite your business. So make sure you subscribe, share. Let's start with number one. Number one, reset and review your goals. You should always be reviewing your goals. So that's a given. Number two, tighten your calendar. Get rid of the white marks. Whatever's white, that's blank, that you don't have anything to do, or if you got something like watch this TV show, delete. Read a book that you can apply something to your business from. If you're going to watch a movie, make sure it's a movie that's going to help you, like The Founder. Entrepreneurship 101. Strengthen your pipeline. Number three. Strengthen your pipeline. Start building those connections, dropping those seeds. Number four, very important, sharpen your skills. If you find yourself doing nothing in the middle of the day, there's no reason why you shouldn't be reading on your craft, whatever it may be. Find a book, read about it, and then you could get the tools to apply it to your business. Number five, reconnect with your network. It's time to clean out the cell phone. Spring cleaning, let's go. I think this is number six. Invest in your health and energy. Maybe start that new way of eating. I wouldn't say diet, because diets are temporary. So create that lifestyle. Next, clean up your money game. Know what's going in and out of your life and in your business when it comes to the moolah. How much are you spending? How much are you investing? Know the difference between spending and investing. You get the eyebrow for that one. Upgrade your systems. Get out with the old, in with the new. What isn't working, learn the new technology that's out there to help you buy back your time. There's so many things with AI and automation that could give you more time in your business, I mean your life, if you start upgrading your systems. Take some time out for yourself and celebrate those wins. Look back at the year you've had and say, wow, I really made it to this point. Even if it took you 6 months to, let's say in our business, connect with one client and help them out, celebrate that and take the energy from that right into the next one. And last, commit to making one bold move, a move that you wouldn't normally take, something that you know you would ponder. And I'm telling you, if you don't know how to do that, one of the best pieces of advice I can give you is to find yourself a mentor that's going to push you to do those things that you wouldn't do normally. Okay? Oh, we got shout outs up in here. Oh, we got shout outs to Takia Diamond. Look at this. Oh, for taking the notes. They're giving you a big shout out there. All right. All right. We got all the notes here. We're fueling up. All right. How's everybody doing? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for your time. I want you to remember that business is a game of chess, not checkers. You have to be at least 5 to 10 moves ahead in order to win at this game. And yes, it's a game. So enjoy it. Enjoy the game. Have fun. All right? Enjoy the process. Trust the process. Okay? Lastly, learn, apply, and each one teach one. I want to thank you guys for taking your time out, for being here with me today. You could have been anywhere in the world, and you spend this time with me today is the only thing that I cannot give back. So I appreciate you guys. Love you. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and a privilege to be with you today. Be blessed.